My husband came through the front door holding her hand like nothing had happened. "Look who I found," he said, beaming. And there she was, Anna, our daughter, the one who vanished 3 years ago, the one I buried with my own hands. I felt my knees buckle as she stepped forward, smiling in that quiet, uncertain way she used to when she wasn't sure how to act around new people. My husband kissed the top of her head and looked at me, his eyes wet with joy. "She's okay, baby. She's back." I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. My heart was slamming against my ribs and my vision blurred, because that wasn't just a girl who looked like Anna. It was her. Same birthmark under her left eye, same chipped front tooth, same tiny scar on her eyebrow from when she fell off her bike in first grade. Except she was cold. Not in temperature, but presence. Her eyes looked past me, not into me. She wasn't blinking much. She moved like someone wearing a child's body. 3 years ago, Anna went missing from our backyard. 1 minute she was playing near the edge of the woods. The next, she was gone. My husband was at work. I called the police, neighbors, search teams. We turned the forest inside out. Nothing. Except I found her 2 nights later. I found her body. She was wedged beneath a fallen tree, half submerged in a creek, her head twisted at a sick angle, but instead of telling anyone, I panicked. Something about how she looked. It didn't feel right. Her eyes were open and glassy, and her lips were curled in a smile that looked forced. Not peaceful. Not real. I don't remember making the decision, but I remember digging. Deep in the woods, past the old well, where the search teams didn't bother to go. I wrapped her in her favorite purple blanket. I covered her in soil and leaves. I told myself I'd imagined the smile, and I never told my husband. He searched for her for months, posted flyers, joined online forums, talked to psychics, slept in her bed. He never gave up. I never confessed. And now here she was, standing in our hallway in that same purple blanket, held in place by a pin. "I found her by the river trail," my husband said. "She was just walking. Didn't say much at first, but then she told me her name." My voice was barely there. Did she say where she's been?" "She said she doesn't remember. But she's okay now. That's all that matters." He was crying openly now, holding her close, rocking her. I wanted to scream, shake him, shout, "That's not her." But Anna looked up at me and smiled. That same too wide, too frozen smile I saw on her dead face in the creek. The first night, she didn't sleep. I lay awake, listening. No footsteps, no rustling, just silence. At 3:12 a.m., I got up and opened her door a crack. She was sitting upright in bed, eyes open, looking at the wall. I closed the door. Over the next few days, things got stranger. She wouldn't eat, just moved food around with her fork. She didn't speak unless spoken to, and when she did, her voice came out slow, like someone repeating words they'd just learned. She didn't blink unless reminded. I actually had to say, "Sweetie, blink," and then she would. My husband was blind to it all. He was too happy, too relieved. "I think she's in shock," he kept saying. "Let's give her time." I stopped fighting it, not because I agreed, but because I was afraid of what would happen if I pushed too hard. One night, I caught her staring at our wedding photo for over an hour. Not the faces, just the hands. Then came the drawings. She used to love to draw when she was younger. This version of her did too, but the drawings weren't right. They showed holes, big black circles in the middle of forests, people standing around them looking down, sometimes with their faces scribbled out. Sometimes she drew herself, standing at the edge. Once, she drew me. I was inside the hole, smiling. I finally snapped. "I saw you die," I whispered to her one night while my husband was at work. She looked up at me with that stiff, unnatural smile. "I saw your body," I said. "I buried you." Her eyes didn't change. "You're not my daughter." She tilted her head slightly, like a bird. "You're the one who buried me," she said. I froze. "Under the old tree, past the well? You didn't tell Daddy." My blood ran cold. "Who are you?" I asked. She just blinked. Once. "I'm what came back." I didn't sleep that night. I didn't tell my husband. I started carrying a kitchen knife in my robe. She watched me constantly, sat on the stairs at night, stared into our bedroom until I shut the door. Then came the smell, like wet leaves and something rotting. Only when she was around. My husband didn't notice. He said it was my nerves. The final night, I woke to a sound downstairs. She was singing, a song I didn't know, in a language I couldn't place. I crept to the railing and looked down. She was sitting on the floor, facing the front door. The purple blanket spread around her like a ritual. The door was open. Wind blew in, but she didn't flinch. And then I saw what stood outside. Not a person, not an animal, a shape shifting in the dark, tall and long-limbed, bending and unfolding like smoke made of bone. It reached a hand forward. Anna took it, and they left. The next morning, my husband found her shoes on the porch. He screamed her name for hours, drove through town, called the police again. I just sat at the kitchen table, clutching the purple blanket. He thinks she's missing again. He'll never stop looking. But I know the truth now. She came back because something let her. Wore her like a mask. Walked around in her skin until it was ready to go back. And next time, I don't think it'll leave alone.